It has not been a great month for Governor Cuomo, but bear in mind, he did it to himself. Now we're talking, obviously, there's the scandal involving the nursing home death cover-up, but then also there are new details that have now been revealed by Lindsey Boylan, a former aide to Governor Cuomo, about the sexual harassment allegations that she initially described in December of last year. We now have more information about that. She published a lengthy essay on Wednesday morning, accusing the governor of sexual harassment and outlining several unsettling episodes, including an unsolicited kiss in his Manhattan office. She said that during her more than 3 years working as an economic advisor in the administration, Cuomo, quote, would go out of his way to touch me on my lower back, arms, and legs, compared her to one of his rumored ex-girlfriends, and once joked they should play strip poker. I don't get the joke, but anyway, she's currently running for Manhattan Borough President, and first publicly accused the governor of sexual harassment back in December in a series of remarks on Twitter. At the time, she didn't speak to the media, offer details of the alleged harassment, or provide corroboration. On Wednesday, she offered new details, including describing an incident in 2018 when she said that she and Mr. Cuomo were alone in his Manhattan office. She says, quote, as I got up to leave and walked toward an open door, he stepped in front of me and kissed me on the lips. I was in shock, but I kept walking. And she says that even in her early days working for the Cuomo administration, I almost called him Trump. That's weird. Weird Freudian slip there. Working for the Cuomo administration, her boss at Empire State Development had once told her that the governor had a crush on me. His senior staff began keeping tabs on my whereabouts, she wrote, publishing an email from 2016 in which a top aide, Mr. Cuomo, asked her boss if she was going to be attending an event. We have more, but wow. I mean, yeah, this is sort of in practice what it looks like when powerful men in politics feel like they can apparently do whatever they want. She was under no obligation to make all of this public, but I am glad that she did. It is. Yeah, it's disturbing, and that Freudian slip that I had about Trump is because it's kind of acting exactly like how he described he was allowed to act around women.
Yeah, Cuomo effing up. Cuomo need to get his life together, and you can't change. And I believe this fundamentally: you can't change what you fail to acknowledge. Everybody's made a mistake. Everybody's fallen short. Everybody's done something they're not proud of. But if you routinely deny, duck, dodge, deny, and deflect what you have been for this long, because I guarantee you, she's not the only one, okay? But if you have operated in this way and you fail to acknowledge your own shortcomings and disastrous behavior, then I am only left to assume that you are still engaged in it. That's my only assumption I could take away from that. I read her story, I read it earlier today on my show. I went back to the December allegation, which was a snippet basically. Beyond her words, she herself is a credible individual. Just by herself, she's credible. And I'm not sure if other things will come out of this. It doesn't seem as if she's trying to push it beyond just telling people what her story is at the moment. But a lot of Democrats are trying to defend Cuomo. And if you get caught up in that, where you're only defending because he happens to be a Democrat and you happen to be a Democrat, you are now just as tribal as the other side.
Yeah.
You can't call right and wrong based on a partisan lens only. You just can't do that if you want to stand separate and apart from the opposition party.
Yeah. Or if you do it, it's not really right and wrong to you. It's a preference, I guess. I prefer some things over others. I don't have an actual moral objection to it. And again, we should point out, which I believe we already have, these are allegations.
Right.
It's not proven, I guess.
Yeah, but I think he did it. That's just on me. I know these are allegations, but this is just my personal opinion. I think he did all of that. That's just me talking.
Yeah, I mean, to the extent that one can comport themselves and speak in a way that will influence one way or another future acceptance that people have of your sorts of behavior. Yeah, this seems sort of like a Cuomo thing that he would.
Seems like a Cuomo thing to me.
So, now look, everybody gets to weigh for themselves. Is this the thing he should resign for? I don't know. Is this better or worse than covering up thousands of deaths in nursing homes? I don't know. They're very different. But anyway, he has been having a disastrous period, and he's probably thinking now about how this influences his inevitable run for the presidency. He should be thinking about how this possibly influences legal proceedings going forward, how it influences his continued governorship in New York, because there are a lot of other people in New York who could hypothetically fill that spot, who might be a little bit less abhorrent when it comes to the pandemic and in their personal behavior.
Yeah, now how does it affect his brother and reporting on this? That's the other part that I'm thinking about.
Interesting.
Right? Because it's big news. It's the news right now. And he's been the news for weeks now. Yeah.
Did Chris Cuomo talk about the nursing home thing? I don't generally watch.
Yeah, I don't watch Chris
CNN or
Cuomo anymore myself.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I will say he's one of the only people in any of those networks that has brought me or other members of the Young Turks on. That said, he has a major news show. He has to talk about this stuff. He has a major news show that does tend to do New York-y type stuff. So they kind of have to talk about this, although obviously he has a conflict of interest. Yeah. Although he's never really seemed to like his brothers all that much, so I don't know. Maybe that'll influence it. I have the same relationship with my brothers.
Interviews over the years. I've seen them kind of like that was weird, but you know.
Yeah. If I ever interview my brothers on the show, it's gonna be weird too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but obviously serious allegations. I want to give you just a little bit more quick details on that. In October 2017, she wrote, the governor joked that they should play strip poker while on a flight back from an event in Western New York. The two were in close quarters, sitting across from one another on the plane, with a press aide and a state trooper sitting nearby. It's insane. Someone meant to coordinate with the press and a law officer right there, but he's doing it now. His office has disputed her account, releasing a statement from 4 current and former administration officials who are aboard one or more of the 4 flights in October 2017, including 3 from Western New York, where Mrs. Boylan had accompanied the governor. And I get it. There's always gonna be things like this. Maybe there were people in that flight that didn't hear it, even if it did happen. But having people who didn't hear a conversation does not disprove that the conversation existed.
Right, or maybe they're just lying, John.
Yeah, or maybe they're just lying.
Maybe they're just saying, yeah, we got your back.
Wait, a politician lying?
Pay us? Yeah, of course we got your back.
Yeah, exactly. So, we're in the media, so we have to tell you that he's disputing the account. We don't necessarily have to say that it seems even. That's a result of that. But I'm sure she will do further interviews. We'll get more details, although again, she's under no obligation to do that. But we will see if more develops as a result of this.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.